Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I hope you all are doing well. I am Diksha Onyal from the customer engagement team of Zoho Books, your host for today's session. I welcome you all to our webinar on connected banking with Zoho Books and HSBC integration. So, before we get started, a few housekeeping notes. If you are unable to view or hear us during the webinar, I suggest you to refresh your browser once and try connecting with us once again. And you are watching this webinar with us through Zoho Showtime, which is an interactive webinar platform which is powered by Zoho. Let me quickly walk you through the Showtime webinar console you are looking at so that you can easily navigate through during the webinar. On the left hand side, you will see the questions tab where you can raise your questions and our product experts will have them answered at the end of the session. We'd like the session to be a lot more interactive, so there are plenty of polls throughout the session, and we encourage all the attendees to participate in it. Besides that, we want to interact. If you want to interact with us during the session, you can also use the chat option that is being provided, and yeah, you can reach out to us through that as well. So, with that being said, in today's session, let me introduce our hosts for today's session. We have our product expert, Mr. Anant Krishnan, who will be answering all your queries. And we also have Saminathan, the product marketer from Zoho Books. We also have Mr. Anuj, who is the head of transaction banking and business banking of HSBC India. And we also have Mr. Suhail, who is the head of digital and client integration, global liquidity and cash management from the HSBC team. So thank you, Anuj and Sohail, for joining today's webinar and interacting with our audience today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Diksha, and welcome to all of you on the webinar.
Yes. So I'll just start by sharing, our presentation over here. I hope everybody is able to see the presentation.
Yes, Diksha. Yes, it's clear.
Okay, great. Awesome. So now let me, just quickly go through the agenda of today's webinar. First, our guest speaker, Mr. Anujan Sehel, they will give us a brief introduction on the Zoho Books and HSBC bank partnership. And after that, we will quickly go through connected banking, what it is and why it is important. After that, we will dive deep into Zoho Books and HSBC integration and see how you can set it up in Zoho Books. After that, Mr. Anujan Sohail will also share some of the success stories of HSBC customers who have used Zoho Books and how it has helped their operations. After that, we'll have a live question and answer session where Mr. Anant Krishnan will answer all your queries. So without any further delay, I hand over the session to Mr. Anujan Sohail.
Thank you, Diksha, and thank you everyone one more time. I hope I'm audible. So let me just give a quick rundown on what HSBC is, right? So for those who are not familiar with HSBC, HSBC is a bank which has about 39,000 offices, over 64 countries, with 40 million plus customers. In India itself, history for HSBC is 150 years old, plus over 150 years old. Currently present in about 14 cities. We are the second largest employer in the group for HSBC. The PBT for us is for last year was $1.1 billion. We as a bank offer comprehensive suite of products for business segment, the segment that I come from, and Sohail supports wholesale banking. And where I come from, we manage relationships which are right from startups to about $100 million in top line. And then you have a wholesale banking who manages $100 million and above, and so on and so forth. When we say when we say we are a comprehensive suite of products, that means that we can help you manage both domestic working capital needs, domestic transaction banking needs, global working capital needs, global transaction banking needs. And if you actually go back a little bit, what we do for customers, obviously it varies, right? But one thing which is fundamental, and which is where the whole principle for us is, we make the banking simple and agile. And that's an experience that customers feel, and that's an experience that they that they have. What we have also done is some of the technology or some of the platforms that you see or are being used by some of the large giants, we have brought the same level of security, same level of platform with that much of ease for, say, a startup or for an MSME or for an SME, so that there is a same parity of technology and also an advantage of the security. And it's not only about the platform, but some of the solutions that we have developed for them. It's very easily replicable to the startups or SMEs or emerging corporates, if we have to say that. Obviously, needless to say, a lot of companies come to us when they're looking at to go international, whether it is domestic and whether it's global. And that was one of the reasons for us choosing Zoho as one of the partners, was that Zoho also is very international in nature. So why don't you have banking on the go and also have accounting on the go with Zoho? Now, what I just got to go back about 3 years back in 2019, we started a vertical which was very focused on startups. And the whole idea or initiative was to do and help startups in an early stage. And as part of this initiative, around September of last year, we introduced something called Beyond Banking. That is what we are doing other than just helping them with the banking aspect. Now, what is a Beyond Banking? Beyond Banking is nothing but where we bring in all the partners and resources together to help a startup or a corporate grow. Now, it could be as simple as digital business enablers like Google and AWS offering their services at a discounted rate, or some of them even giving them credits. Or it could be an online e-commerce and supply chain logistics companies like Unimart, Shiprocket, who are coming together to either help an e-commerce company scale their operations by doing shipments or at a very discounted rate, or take the brands go international. Now, while we are building all those alliance partners and we are bringing in partners who are not from India also, we are trying to build some community and trying to build all the startups and resources that could help the growth. We met, or we had a discussion with Zoho, and we thought about why don't we take this to the next level. And that's the reason why, we are all here. It's all about connected banking and the whole. And let me just stop here and say that this is the biggest integration yet for HSBC, and we are so proud of it. Why we are so proud of it is because it actually gives a convenience, ability to scale, yet at the same time do not compromise on the safety and doing their accounting and banking together. To me, that's a connected banking. And that is what I would, if you have spending about next 30 minutes, that is what I would like to you guys to take from it. I also want to call it out right now, is that it's just not an integration of an accounting platform with a banking platform, but what we are also doing is that we are stepping ahead and say that why don't we make it free for the companies or HSBC customers for the first year, and that's the cost is on us. So please feel free to try it out and let us know if you have any requirements around that. And I'm going to give, I'm going to pass on the mic to my colleague Sohail. I'm going to give a one instance, and maybe that's a bit relatable. When you look at managing your accounting and banking in a two different hemispheres, you would typically go log into your accounting software, whether it is a desktop version or any other version. You would download a file, which is a vendor payment file. You will bring it on, you will log it on to net banking platform of say HSBC or say for any of the banks. You will upload a file, you will authorize it, the payment will go. Then you will take the file, instructions that the payment has been made, take it back to your accounting software and again upload it to reconcile it. So multiple handoffs may possibly lead to some kind of a delay in processing or not able to, or time efficiency in that matter. What connected banking is a seamless way of managing your accounts, HSBC, right at the Zoho platform. With that, I'll pass it on to Sohail. We are there. If you have any questions, happy to answer. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Anuj. I think so that was like a stellar introduction, and I just want to really call this out. I really don't want to steal the show, but this is like a great initiative. It's not about creating partnerships, but it's about empowering the customer and empowering you to enable your business. What we've tried to do is enable technology for you so that it takes away all the inefficiencies, and with inefficiencies going away, there is a huge cost advantage which comes in, right? And it allows you to really focus on your core business. And with that, I'm just going to leave it over there, and let Diksha and the team from Zoho take over to really showcase as to what we've done and how we can really enable you. We'll call out some good examples as well. We'll keep it very simple. What I would and as Anuj rightly pointed out, we're going to be around if there are any questions to be answered. Over to you, Diksha. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sohail and Anuj. Thank you so much. As you were talking about it, at Zoho and with such partnerships, right? We have been constantly striving to democratize technology for businesses, and with our connected banking initiatives, we've been able to help many businesses of all sizes and experience the benefit of integrated accounting and banking platform. And in today's webinar, we are really excited to demonstrate this particular integration between Zoho Books and HSBC. So before we go into the product demo, let us try to quickly understand what connected banking is. As Anuj has already mentioned, connected banking basically bridges these silos, which helps team to efficiently collaborate, and it creates a sort of a unified ecosystem for your accounting and banking platform. Connected banking basically focuses on three major things. The first and foremost is customer experience, and the major contributor to ensure that this positive customer experience is there for our users. It's the single platform, omnichannel, which basically brings together your accounting and banking under one roof. And since everything is under one roof, right? Connected banking sort of creates like a boundaryless experience for you and your business, wherein all your teams and users can operate without any limitations on time, on place, and in medium. And this extended banking ecosystem that we have, right? Basically, it brings together all your merchants, it's bringing together your accountants and customer related details. All those things, all those details are bought under a single platform. So we are basically trying to empower users and teams to engage and transact without disrupting their product usage or their operational journey as such. And now, since all the details, again, since they are under one roof, right? It automatically Connected banking is automatically bringing speed and agility in various banking and reconciliation processes as well. So overall, this it results in increase in efficiency of your operation, and it also creates an efficient financial ecosystem for our users. So now, what are the benefits of why do we need connected banking? As I mentioned before as well, it democratizes technology for all businesses. So connected banking, once I think it was a luxury which was only available to big companies, and only big companies could access that and could reap the benefits of these. But now with such initiatives, right, with the initiatives like Zoho Books and HSBC integration, we are trying to make it available for all businesses of all sizes, right? And another major advantage why people should use connected banking is because it leads to zero data entry, it gives real-time visibility, and helps in faster decision making. So basically, it allows business owners to keep track of the transactions that are flowing in and out of their bank account through a single platform. And as transactions are directly fetched from the bank, right, businesses can eliminate data entry and manual errors that are related to the such processes. And through this connected banking, you will also get real time updates and cash flow visibilities, which in turn will help business owners like you to make important decisions instantly. Another major factor why connected banking is important and helps businesses is the automation of reconciliation. At Zoho Books, we have a powerful reconciliation engine that automatically reconciles the transactions that come in with the ones that are already recorded in Zoho Books, which makes your job so much easier. Payments made and received are also mapped automatically into their appropriate accounts in Zoho Books, right? So this is basically going to save time for businesses and business owners, which was previously spent on manual entry and in reconciling bank transactions. So that time would be saved, and you guys can use it for making important business decisions, right? You can also manage your vendor payments from your accounting software itself. Users do not have to juggle between accounting and banking application, the omni-channel thing that I was talking about earlier. So they can make vendor payments directly from Zoho Books itself with just a click of a button. The Zoho Books and HSBC integration that we have, right? It grants all the above advantages, and it gives much more. So with this particular integration, you can pay your vendors directly from Zoho Books. You can initiate GST payments directly from Zoho Books. You can fetch bank feeds and reconcile transactions effortlessly. And as mentioned earlier, you can keep track of bank accounts in real time as well. So now that we know, right, what connected banking is and what its advantages are, let us see how you can experience connected banking by setting up Zoho Books and HSBC integration. So for this particular section, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a recorded video. Don't worry, this video will also be shared with you at the end of this webinar. I'll play this video where you will be able to see how you can connect HSBC current account with Zoho Books and how you can perform the various functions and various features that are available in this integration. So I'll broadcast the video now. Introducing connected banking with Zoho Books and HSBC. In this video, we will see how to connect HSBC current account with Zoho Books, initiate bill payments, vendor payments, and GST payments, fetch bank feeds for reconciliation, view transaction status, and monitor live bank balance. For the new users who have joined our webinar today, Zoho Books is a powerful GST compliant financial platform designed for growing businesses. Let's quickly go through the modules of Zoho Books. As soon as you log into Zoho Books, you will see the dashboard which shows the financial health of your business. On the left sidebar, you can find all the different modules in Zoho Books. Let's take a brief look at each of them. Under Items, you can add all the goods and services that you provide in your business. In the Banking module, you can connect your bank accounts, import bank statements, match transactions, and also reconcile your accounts. Next, you have the Sales module. Here, you can add the customers that you deal with in your business. Then you can create and send them estimates for the items you wish to sell to them. If you receive any advance payments from them, you can record them as retainer invoices. In addition, you can create and send sales order to them, and you can create invoices once items are finalized for sale. Under Payments Received, you can keep track of all the payments you receive from customers. You can also create recurring invoices to be sent on a timely basis and also store your customers' credit in the form of credit notes. Now, let's see the Purchase module. Here, you can add the vendors through whom you purchase your items and also the expenses and recurring expenses incurred for your business activities. You can create and keep track of all your purchase orders and bills here. In addition, you can track all the payments made to your vendors through Payments Made. You can add your recurring bills here and also track your credits from your vendors through vendor credits. With the Time Tracking module, you can handle project accounting and keep track of all your projects. You can also log time by different users under timesheets, which can later be used for billing. If you enable the e-way bill section from the settings, you can access it here. Moreover, you can generate and file your GST returns such as GSTR1, GSTR2, GSTR2B, GSTR3B, and GSTR9 directly from here. In the Accountant module, you can view your manual journals, bulk update the account associated in transactions, and also make currency adjustments. Under Chart of Accounts, you can find the default list of accounts in Zoho Books and also add any additional accounts if you wish. Next, you can create budgets for various business activities and get a glimpse of how your business is performing. And finally, you have the transaction locking, which helps you to prevent you and your users from making any changes that might affect your accounts for a certain period of time. Under Reports, you can generate business reports like profit and loss, balance sheet, and cash flow statements and get the real-time insights needed to optimize your business. In the Taxes section, you can also view various GST reports, TDS summary reports, and Form number 27 EQ report. You can choose to schedule reports, share them securely with your team, and also export them to your system. In the Documents section, you can store all your documents in one place. You can enable the auto scan option so that all the uploaded documents will be auto scanned and transactions can be created. Now let's have a look at the settings where you can view additional preferences of your organization. Under Organization Profile, you can add all your organization details. Next, you can add your opening balances, you can add users and set up different roles for them. If you have multiple branches for your organization, you can add them here. Under Preferences, you can configure various organization settings and also enable e-invoicing, wherein B2B invoices are digitally prepared in an e-invoicing format and authenticated by the GSTN. Additionally, you can set up your taxes and e-way bills. You can also set up templates, configure various integrations, and do a lot more in the Settings section. Now that you have a basic understanding of the modules in Zoho Books, let's see how to connect your HSBC account with Zoho Books. Log in to Zoho Books and head over to the Settings tab and navigate to Online Payments tab. Under the Vendor Payments tab, click Set Up Now in HSBC Bank. After this, a pop-up box will appear which will ask you if you have the credentials to integrate Zoho Books with HSBC. If you do not have the API credentials with you, select No and click on Submit after agreeing to the terms and conditions, and the HSBC Bank team will contact you offline to help you with the credentials. If you have the credentials to integrate Zoho Books with the HSBC Bank, click on Yes. Enter the API credential details such as Profile ID, Client Secret, and Account Number. Upload the HSBC public key provided by the bank and set up your secret PIN. After clicking on the Setup Now button, your HSBC account will be integrated with Zoho Books. Please note that this integration is a user-level integration. Other users or admins cannot initiate payments on your behalf. If you want multiple users to initiate payments, each user has to connect HSBC bank account with Zoho Books through their user ID. Now let's see how to add multiple bank accounts. If you have more than one HSBC bank account, you can add those bank accounts to Zoho Books. To do so, head over to the Banking module and click on Add Bank. Select Enter Account Manually. Fill all the details asked in the fields and save. Once you do this, your bank account will be added to Zoho Books. One of the benefits of connected banking is to fetch bank feeds and check the bank balance inside Zoho Books in real time. To fetch bank feeds automatically, head over to the Online Payments under the Settings and click on Vendor Payments tab. Click on Add Bank Account to fetch bank feeds under HSBC Bank. A pop-up will appear where you need to select the bank account and the time frame from when you want your bank feeds to be fetched. Now, once this is done successfully, let's see how to check your bank account balance in real time in Zoho Books. Head over to the Banking module and select the bank account. Your live bank account balance is visible here. Please note that bank feeds for the last 90 days or less can only be imported. Now, let us see how to match transactions in Zoho Books. Once the bank feeds are imported, you can easily reconcile your transactions in Zoho Books. To do so, go to the Banking module and select the desired bank account. You'll be able to view all the uncategorized transactions here. Now, in Zoho Books, as soon as you click on any of the transactions, Zoho Books will list the best matches and all the possible matches of your transaction on the right hand side. Here, you can select and match your bank statements with the correct transaction recorded in Zoho Books. Now, what if you want to match your transaction manually, or if you haven't created the transaction in Zoho Books beforehand? In that case, select the uncategorized transaction and click on Categorize Manually tab. Fill in all the details for the transaction and hit Save to reconcile your bank statement. The connected banking experience with HSBC Bank provides you the option of paying bills and vendors from within Zoho Books. To initiate a vendor payment, you need to ensure the bank details of the vendor is added in Zoho Books. To do so, head over to the Purchase module and click on the vendor. Click on More and select Add Bank Account. In the pop-up, fill out the account details and click on Save. Once you have saved the vendor details, let's see how to make the vendor payment. Head over to the Payments Made module under Purchases tab. Click on New and select the vendor. Select Initiate Payment via HSBC and enter the total amount that you want to pay, or click on Pay Full Amount checkbox. Select the bank account from which you want to pay and select the vendor bank account. Click on Initiate Payment. Upon entering the secret PIN and authorizing the payment in HSBC Net portal, vendor payment will be completed. To initiate a bill payment, select the bill that needs to be paid and click on the Pay via HSBC Bank option on the bill. Choose the transaction type and click on Proceed. Upon entering the secret PIN, your payment will be initiated within Zoho Books. You will have to authorize the payment from the HSBC Net to complete the payment. Now let's see how to authorize payments at HSBC Net. Whenever a transaction is initiated from Zoho Books, the status of the payment will be uncleared. As an added level of security, the users have to authorize the payment in the HSBC Net portal. To authorize the payment, log into HSBC Net portal and navigate to Payments and Transfer and click on File Authorization. You will find all the transactions that require authorization. Click on Transactions that you want to review. Upon reviewing, you can either approve or reject the transaction file. Once you approve the payment, the status of that payment will be updated to cleared automatically in Zoho Books. Connected banking with HSBC and Zoho Books makes it easy for you to process bulk payments. To do this, go to the Purchases module and click on the Bills tab. Select the bills that require payment to be made and click on Pay by HSBC button at the top. You can find all the bills and the corresponding vendor names. Select the From Bank account and select the appropriate vendor bank account. Click on Initiate Payment. After entering the secret PIN and authorizing the payments on HSBC Net, the payment will be completed. Once the payment is processed, you can find the update of it in the Notification tab. Click on the bell icon on the top of the screen. Click on the corresponding payment notification and you will be redirected to the page where you can find the status of all the payments that was paid in bulk. Moving on, one of the major payments that we need to keep track is GST payments, and with connected banking, GSTR payment has gotten easier. To initiate payment from Zoho Books, you have to create challan in GSTN portal. Navigate to GST filing module and select the Return to Initiate Payment and head to GST Payments. Click on Pay via HSBC Bank. Fill in the details such as payment date, challan date, account number, IFSC code. Click on Proceed to Pay and enter the secret PIN to initiate payment. As mentioned earlier, all payments require authorization at HSBC Net portal. Once you authorize the payment status will be updated in Zoho Books automatically, and you can check that under the GST Payment tab. So this was all about Zoho Books and HSBC integration. And with the power of Zoho Books and HSBC integration, businesses as I've mentioned earlier, have the convenience of handling banking and business operations under one roof. Now, I request Mr. Anuj and Sohail to share some of the real-time customer stories of some of our HSBC users who have, integrated Zoho Books and have experienced the benefit of integration. So over to you, Mr. Sohail and Mr. Anuj.
If Sohail is there, just give me a second, please.
Sure.
Hey, hi. Sorry, I had a small glitch at my internet and I couldn't click that. Very sorry about that. No, so thanks. That was really insightful, Diksha. And I just wanted to, briefly call upon. And I don't want to really bombard it, but really call upon the few success stories. There are many success stories that we've actually enabled for our customers, and I just want to pick up a few. So I just, for the first one that I would like to really call upon is for an edtech. It's the one of the fastest growing edtechs today in the country. This company, a Bangalore-based company, focused on new technology education, on AI, ML, all sorts of technology education that they are imparting. Now they obviously want to focus on business, and one of the challenges that they were dealing with multiple banks to really want to offer banking service or consuming their banking services across multiple banks, and wanted a one-stop banking partner with an end-to-end automated solution. They didn't have real large budgets to really get into something like this, but I think so Zoho and the HSBC integration was the answer. We took this whole integration and this proposition to them, saying, okay, yes, in a very cost effective manner, how this can be enabled for them, and was a great experience on this whole proposition, which we jointly took to this customer, helping them move into a single banking relationship with one bank, end-to-end automated native experience, and the best of technology solutions being available in the market today in a cost-effective manner. So that's one that I would like to pick up on. The other one, again, a startup, emerging, into the biotechnology business. They are largely into research and development, backed by the government of India. Now, this customer, again, very similar challenge. They had a set of banker. They had a one-stop banking partner, but it was, again, they were not integrated or a joined up proposition like what we've enabled and what we have to offer along with Zoho. So it was toggling between multiple systems, multiple banking platforms. The bank platform and their accounting system or their business application did not speak to each other, leading to manual inefficiencies. There was manual interventions which were required to update information from one system or one application to another, leading to a lot of inefficiencies. And obviously, when you have a manual intervention into it, you need to deploy resources that adds up to the cost. They had experiences in the past where, because of the manual interventions, there were errors, and errors ended up, typical wrong reportings and then reconciliation issues. So I think so this proposition really answered a lot for them, where we could simply give them a seamless native solution, right, which is pre-configured, pre-integrated, super efficient. I can just go on and on with many such examples, and I just want to pick one last one. Is another example which is again a startup. They're in the business of cloud computing, very niche solution. This guy, this whole team, young energetic team guys from the north part of the India. Now they had challenge in terms of paying salaries, right? So they had a salary proposition which did not, or their bank did not talk to their salary solution, which obviously they are using Zoho as the Zoho HR application. Unfortunately, their bank did not talk to it, which again led to a lot of inefficiency. This was also our first pilot client for us in India, or for the Zoho HSBC partnership for enabling the HR solution. And we enable the solution. Today they can actually make these payments at a click of a button. It's 2 clicks and payments get initiated and settled into employee account. So these are some stories or key. I can go on and on. It's a long list. Just going to limit it to you and open the floor for question and answers.
Yeah.
We're going to stay around. Or anything, Anuj, you want to add, or do we hand it back to Diksha? No, Anuj, your mic
Thank
is.
you for pointing out. Thank you, Sway. I definitely want to add here 2 things. One, irrespective of what industry you are in, you need an accounting software, and Zoho is a match. Irrespective of industry you are in, you need a banking partner to make payments, whether it is vendor payments or payroll payments. Now, what we've been discussing and what is actually standing out, and this has come over the experience, right? And when we started this journey, there were a few things that we did it, and we took it back and said that what more we can do it. So, for example, one of the things that differentiates us is an ability to make bulk payments. So, if you have 20 invoices or 10 invoices that are required to be clubbed and made one payment, that is possible through us, which may not be possible through other integrations available. So that's an advantage. So if you're running an e-commerce shop and you have got multiple smaller vendor invoices that are required to be paid, you can just club it and it gets reconciled automatically. That's an advantage. While we started with the vendor payments, we are very shortly announcing with the payroll payments as well, so that customers would be in a position to make payroll payments. And the beauty of this is that we are enabling a bulk debit. That means anybody who's processing payroll may not be an outsourced accountant or may not be a CEO, but it could be an HR firm or it could be an HR resource of that organization. And there's a data security that is required. So what we are enabling is a single debit that happens from their account and a multi-credit. That means multiple employees are paid at the same time. Again, this is something which is very specific to Zoho Payroll that we have done. Now, similarly, there are more and more things that we are trying to work out. Like we are discussing with the Zoho team and say that how we can come along and be a partner for Zoho Inventory, which is more often than not used by some of the large or some of the upcoming e-commerce players who have an omni-channel way of selling their goods. So there is a lot. We are open to feedback. If there is something which is working, where you want us to jump in, I'm pretty sure and I'm saying it very proudly because I know that Zoho is always there to help us out in order to put something out for the customer, and so are we. With that thought, I will just make it open for any questions that you.
Thank you so much, Anuj, and thank you so much, Sohail. So we have been receiving a few questions. So one of the common repeated question was about GST and how Zoho Books can help with GST. So I would like to take this opportunity to explain that. So with Zoho Books, businesses can actually push and file your GST returns. You can generate all your tax returns instantly, and you can push, you can file, and you can reconcile your GSTR 1, 2, 3, and GSTR 9 within Zoho Books. And if you have also integrated with our contact banking partner like HSBC, you can actually initiate your GST payments within Zoho Books. So I hope I have cleared this one. In case if you have any particular query on the GST filing aspect or GST compliance aspect from Zoho Books, please do drop us an email at support.india@zohobooks.com, and we are happy to help you out. And one other common question that we received is how we can open an HSBC account. So what if you are a Zoho Books user, you can go to the integrations page, and we have a CTA where you can request submit your details, and it goes to the HSBC team, and they'll reach out to you to have some a few formalities on creating the account. Sohail, I hope you can pitch in here on what is the overall process.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we, while it is an offline process today, and we are still working on this as to how can we make it a completely digital and native experience. But as of now, you'll have to put in your details, submit your details onto the Zoho page under the request page and the request section. Once you've submitted that, within a couple of days, a day or two, the HSBC representative will reach out to you, and he'll commence to complete the all account opening formalities with yourself to open the bank account. It will take a few days to open the account, and we can immediately get and parallelly we can work on this whole Zoho integration, and all these formalities can be
And I
completed in
just
a
want
few
to add
days.
here, just like any other fintech or Zoho, the whole experience of onboarding is all digital. So you would have it's paperless. The experience would be same. We are able to open a business account for you in 48 hours, uh, subject to you sharing the documents with us. And at the same time, we would be in a position to enable or integrate with the Zoho at the back end. And once the secure keys are exchanged, it takes less than a few minutes to go on to Zoho and complete that integration.
Thank you, Anuj. Thank you for clearing the whole process for the audience. We have one comment from Paragi Shah in the comment section, who has asked how to add vendor bank details. So Paragi, if you go inside Zoho Books, and once you add your vendor inside Zoho Books, under the contact details, you can actually add the vendor details, right from the bank details to other details in respect to the vendor. Anant, if you can share the help document in the chat section, it will be easy for Parag to just check it out.
Yeah, we can have a check and have it shared to them directly. So to add upon your point, like this option will be visible only when any partner bank account is integrated. So only then this add bank account option will be visible and in the vendor module. So just when you click on it, you will have a more option wherein you get a add bank account details from where you can add it. So while creating a new vendor also you can add it where the bank details module will be enabled there.
And do we have any other question? I'm just going through the questions. We have answered the HSBC question on how to add. Then we have answered the GST question as well. Can you guys on more other banks? Okay. And so there is a question on, is there any option for bulk update? We do have bulk payments where you can process by the vendor bulk payments by HSBC. So once after the session in 3 to 5 business days, we will share the overall process along with the video that Diksha had played to you. You can actually check on how the business owners can actually do bulk payments by connecting Zoho Books with HSBC. Like we said, in case if you face any issues, you can either reach out to our team or HSBC team, and we can help you out accordingly.
So we have one query from Sushmita whether salary payment from Zoho Books is possible. So we would like to let you know that yes, it is possible. In the nearby future, we are testing the feature with few customers in the early access. So once we find that it is like comfortable for the user, then we will have it rolled out for everyone.
Diksha, can we run the poll questions, please? I guess we don't have any other question. What about multi-level verification for the payment made? Naresh, what about the multi-level security verification for payments made? So whenever you try to initiate a payment from Zoho Books after connecting with HSBC, there is a two-step verification where you as a business owner has to go to HSBC Net portal, and they have to authorize the transaction over there.
You can authorize a transaction either on the net banking platform or the HSBC Net mobile app. Just a click of the button on the app itself, and the transactions can get authorized. You can view the entire history, what you're authorizing, how you're authorizing. Both these authorization options are available on the internet as well as the mobile app.
And we have one question. Can we auto import complete transaction details from ICICI for the past year or two? And can we have multiple bank accounts integrated, managed simultaneously, as we are planning to integrate our HSBC account also? Yes, we would like to inform you that it is possible. You can have multiple bank accounts, you can integrate with multiple partnered banks. So it is once your API credentials are ready for your HSBC integration, you can have it added. And with respect to the auto import of transactions, we will reach out to you on that. We will understand on what exactly you would like to do, like how many days past dated you want to import. So by default, it can be like for HSBC as well as ICICI, it will be past 90 days you can have it imported with the direct integration. The previous details you need to import it through the PDF import or a manual import. And we have one more query. We are using Zoho Books Global Edition for the Singapore entity. So does this integration available for HSBC Singapore and Books? So actually, this particular integration, which is currently available, is only for the Indian edition of Zoho Books, and that too, which will be present in India and US data centers. We have one more query. Does HSBC also pay for import bills? What kind of margins, etc., are charged? I think Anuj, this is one question for HSBC team. So they are looking for import bill payments and margins. I think
Yeah,
you can
I
take
just
this
need
up.
to get more details and we can get back to you. If you can just write on this email, HSBC support at Zoho Finance, please pass it on to me and have my team address to you. Uh, Currently, that feature is not available on Zoho, but you can use net banking to make the payments, and we can talk about that. It depends on the volume you put across to us.
And we have one query from Pandi Kannan. So can you tell me about how to make the TDS payments and EIPF payments? So we do not have an option to make the TDS payments. How about we can manage all these in the Zoho payroll application? So we shall we shall ask our payroll team to get in touch with you and update you on the details. I think we have answered all the queries. So currently
Yeah,
there is nothing pending.
we'll wait for 1 more minute.
Yeah.
If there's no more questions, then we can close this session.
Yeah, I think Madhu had some question, but unfortunately, it looks like it is deleted. Madhu, you can drop a mail to support.india@zohobooks.com with reference to your query that you had or the issue that you were facing. So we will be happy to help you out. So we would need to analyze on what exactly is the issue, and then we will get back to you on that. So currently there is no question. So to add upon like the important features, so I'd like to mention that with respect to the HSBC integration, you will get to have salary payments processing, and you can have multiple bill payments to multiple vendors, which is actually a restriction in some of the other banks when connected to Zoho Books. And other than that, you can do GST payments as well. So, and we are in pipeline for the cross-border payments and salary payments currently.
So I think, yeah, that will
Yeah,
be.
we have two more questions from Divya. So she had asked, this facility is only for HSBC Bank. I believe it was answered in the chat session, but still to recap on that, we have multiple partnered banks. So you may check our Zoho Books integration page to see the list of banks available. So you can integrate any one of them. So can we make the employee reimbursement payments through Zoho Expense App? So this is not a like readily available feature. So teams are in discussions on that. So as and when it is available, we will definitely have an update sent to you, Sushmita.
Ananta, I can answer that. So what we've been doing is, we don't want to chew the entire thing at once. So we are releasing things in a phase wise manner. So what we released is a lot of functionality on Zoho Books. What's in works, or we are doing a beta in terms of testing it or taking feedback and rolled. It's already live, but it's just been rolled out for a few set of customers. Is the payroll proposition. Once the payroll is done, the next in line which will be released is employee expense and cross-border payment. So that's also been finalized, but we're just moving ahead in a phased manner.
Okay. So when we authorize payments in HSBC interface of bills imported from Zoho, is full information of bills can be imported and displayed in addition with the amount of bill. Yeah, so we do have all the details that will be required for the approval. We may share you the details as to what all details are passed from Zoho to HSBC system for you to approve, so that it will be easy for you to like validate. And we have one question from Irfan. Does Zoho validates IFSC codes? So see, IFSC codes, if it is present in our list of IFSC codes, system displays whether the IFSC codes like belongs to which branch or which city it is, and system will allow you to save without any warning. But however, if the like if there is any like say suppose if the IFSC code is invalid, and like when you are making a payment, automatically it will send to the HSBC systems and it will validate internally. And then if there is any issue with the IFSC codes, in case if that is invalid and if the beneficiary details does not match with the IFSC code, then system will the payment will be failed. So I hope that answers Irfan's question, and I think we have three more questions. Okay, Samnadan, can I get this meeting link? Yes, Madhu, you will be shared the like details of this entire meeting. You will have like the videos which was played also will be shared, so you may refer that.
Madhu, we will
Good.
drop this recording in another 3 to 5 business days, and you will receive an email from us. So you can use these this whole recording and the video and the help document for your reference.
So we have two more questions. Could be better anyone contact me regarding my earlier query. Yes, Pandey Kannan, definitely we will reach out to you on that. So Sami, I believe we have the email IDs with us, right? So we can just drop an email to him.
Yeah, okay.
Then Sushmita, is it possible to make the customer refunds? No, this integration is primarily for vendor payments and GST payments. So customer refund is not like inbuilt feature for this integrations.
Yeah. In case if at all you have any questions related to HSBC, I guess Anuj has shared his email ID in the chat window. Maybe you can drop an email for that. And if at all you have any questions related to this integration, like it is shown in the slide, you can drop an email to hsbc-support@zohofinance.com, and our team can help you out on that.
Yeah, I mean, if there are no more questions, I think we'll end the session now, right?
Yeah, it's Diksha.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So as you can see in the screen, if there are any questions, any further questions you guys have, you can always drop an email to hsbc-support@zohofinance.com. And you can also share your experience of the webinar today, or your experience with connected banking on via social media, and you can tag Zoho Books and at Zoho Books on Twitter, and we'll be more than happy to reshare that with the rest of the community. So once again, thank you so much everybody for joining today's webinar. Thank you, Sohail and Anuj, for taking the precious time out of your schedule and coming for joining our webinar today. And thank you, Anant and Saminathan, for answering all those questions of customers. Yeah.
Thank you all, Diksha. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Take care and stay safe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Until next time. Bye.